Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is a very impromptu kind of video. I had a whole idea planned, a whole video written out actually, but I was out of town yesterday and I had this idea for a new video out of nowhere because I found this guy. I was out of town, decided to stop by the local plant store, Lowe's is what I'm saying, and I found this pothos plant. This guy, he's not doing well. I got him for a discount. Originally it was $12.98. I got it for like $7, right? So half off, kind of. I can't do math in my head, so I don't really know if that's half off. But I mean, pretty much half off. This plant, as you can see, is not doing super duper well. In general, these big box stores like Lowe's, when they have these plants out, the employees just tend to get overworked and forget to water these, and that's probably the main reason as to why there's all this brown leaf damage, I guess is what you would call it. And once that happens, they just want to sell, and they just want the stands to look perfect, pretty, so they just take these, even if it looks not that great, and they just send them out to the discount rack. On top of that, I don't know how long this thing was on the discount rack, because when I finally got to it, the discount rack was outside, and it's, what is that, late October now, and it was like 40 degrees yesterday. And pothos plants are a tropical indoor kind of plant, and yeah, I assume more of this damage had to do with that, depending on how long it was outside. So I paid barely anything for this. Today the goal is to revive this guy. Now he is still alive, as you can see. These leaves, you know, if it was dying, it'd be floppy and not doing, like, it's perfectly fine, it's perfectly alive. There are some tricks and tactics you go to revive an old houseplant. Generally, the rules apply to most of the houseplants. Pothos are a bit unique because they are a vining type of houseplant. So where this new growth is, you cannot cut that off. You want to be wary of that. So I'm going to show you that right now. Boom, we got her in the spotlight. Look at that. All right, as you can see, we got multiple vines coming out of here. Just what you want to see with the pothos. What I'm concerned about are some of these vines very much look like they're just kind of done. Here we go. Here's one of them. We've got it coming out of there. See this vine coming out of here? It's made 2 leaves, and both look terrible. And even like what would be the new growth coming out of there. It's not going to focus, but you can kind of just see what I'm looking at. It looks not good either. Unlike if I spin here, see, that's new growth coming out of this stem. I mean, they even cut this off to try to save it, but this new growth looks pretty good. So this one's salvageable. I do feel like this whole stem is not, as it, also you can see it's like kind of barely holding into the ground. So the goal here is to pick off what's bad, keep what's good, and then we'll put it in new refreshed soil. Stick it up by a bright window and we should be good. Okay, took the jacket off, it's hot in here, and I got my mic set up. Hopefully it sounds better than last time. Got a light on me, and it's kind of blinding me from this side of the view, but it's okay. It looks cinematic, kind of. Anyways, here we go. Pothos. As I've already told you, first step of this process, we have to delete a bunch of these really bad leaves. So let me show you that now. Obviously, this whole guy, taking him off. Boom. Boom. I can go deeper. Let's go deeper. Boom. Now he has to not worry about that anymore. Other ones, let's see here. Yeah, this one can come off too. He is barely hanging on. Boom, he's off. I like this guy. This one can stay. This main one here, it might be the best looking one we have so far, or out of all of them. Let's keep going to this spot. Now this spot, we've got new growth coming, you can't really see it, but there's new growth coming out of this guy right here. So the goal is to get rid of the gross looking brown leaves that are creating holes, and we will leave the new growth to grow. Essentially, we'll come down to this spot here. This leaf here, as you can see, dead, bad. Boom, take him off. Take this guy off. Look at that. We don't want that. I mean, some people would say to just like cut around that. That's kind of a bad idea. The leaf is already damaged. And by cutting out the bad part of that leaf, it's still damaged. So the best thing to do is cut the leaf off. The plant can now focus on the new growth, uses that energy for that. Therefore, we have better leaf foliage in the long run. So, she's gone. This most recent leaf, this new growth, will keep her. This guy, also not good. Take him off. This guy, he's not looking great, but I might keep him. Actually, no, he's not looking great. Yeah, we'll take him off. Unfortunately, that leaves literally only this new growth. So this whole stem, if you'll focus, is naked. Because there's no leaves on there, because all the leaves are bad. But it has this guy growing right here. So, hopefully, that'll be enough. I think it will. I'm actually pretty sure it will. But we'll keep going here. Cut him off. Let's see. Cut. Lots of options here. Oh, look at this guy. Well, you can't. Actually, no, you can't. Look at him. There's one down here that it's barely even holding on to the soil. And I'm actually just going to see if I can pull. Oh, yeah. Look at that. This just came right out. It's got barely even a single root. It was yellow where it was contacting the soil. And these leaves are brown. This is the new growth, and it's, as you can see, it's very much like the tip is burnt. So this is useless because it's so small and it's so damaged. There's probably no saving that one, so let's just get rid of it altogether. So we'll continue cutting these gross browned leaves. Some of these have just a tiny bit of brown on them. Those we can keep. We need to keep some of the leaves because the plant needs to photosynthesize, and it does that mainly through the leaves. So we'll keep those, even if it looks not perfect, but there's just a little bit. Okay, that might be it. I think that'll be it. Unfortunately, I have to take off an entire other stem here. Maybe not, maybe so. I don't know. I will, because I have to. Anyways, let me show you what this looks like now. Okay, pro tip. You get a bag, plastic trash bag, rip it down the middle, and I've got a nice flat surface to do your houseplant work. They make mats for these, and I probably will get one, but this is what I got for now. It works. Anyways, as you can see, he looks way better. He doesn't look like a full, pretty pothos plant, such as my guy over there. But, you know, it's a damaged plant. You gotta do some work. You gotta do some surgery. As you can see, some of these leaves still ain't perfect, but this is good enough to keep, in my opinion. Like I said before, the plant needs to photosynthesize. So this guy is not perfect, but he's got mostly green, and we need to photosynthesize. So, next goal, so I don't like this container, and there's some, I guess you could call this, I don't know if this is mold, but it's kind of crusty, it's all gross. There might be some bacteria in here potentially, so we're going to put this in a new pot. We're going to put it in this guy. May have seen this in my last video, but pothos will go into here. Technically, this is the same exact container. If you were to buy these from the store, these guys, with the plant in them, this is the same exact container that would go into here. As you can see, this just like fits in there perfectly. But I might not do that. This container needs, I might actually just clean this container, then put it in here. That might be the goal. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But we'll get to that next step. Okay, I finally have a good angle. I'm kind of low. I have to like hunch down like a gremlin to get this. But I've got here indoor specific potting mix. Now, people always recommend to make your own, and I probably will do some of that in the future for more, I don't know, needy plants that needs very specific conditions, but for your everyday pothos, a basic indoor potting mix is totally fine. Now, the goal is to get this out of here, so how you want to do that is you'll kind of put this guy on its side, hold the leaves up, the stems, squeeze, 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 pat it a few times. Soil's gonna come out, it's okay. And it should, boom. Yeah, there we go. We've got it out of its container now. As you can see, that's got some fairly decent root development, actually. It doesn't look that bad. Let's look. Now, there are some bad leaves here, as you can see. Or not leaves, but roots. This whole side here, you can see these roots over here, but there were roots over here. You can still kind of see them, but they've kind of just dried out, and then once they got in contact with soil, they started to rot, which is not good. You don't want a bunch of rotting material inside of your plant. As you can see, this is a root. It just like fell right off. So the goal here, so I'm going to brush all of this off as much as I can. I don't want any of this, well, a little bit's fine, but I want to get as much of these rotting roots off as I can so that it doesn't continue to rot inside of the new container. And by doing that, I'm going to just very gently brush it away with my fingertips. And that's really all I might need to do right there, because now I'm seeing new roots through that. I might have just been on the outside. Yeah, so there's more over here. Brush that. Brush, brush, brush. Very, very gently. And boom. I think that's pretty much good enough. All right, now we'll set this aside. Move our old gross soil aside. Get our new container. And you can use a trowel. I'm just using my hands because my trowel is over there. I don't feel like getting it. And I'm going to hunch down so you can see my beautiful Asian face. Now, hands. Boom. 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 You want to put your soil in there. I like to take the knuckles of my hand, pat it down. Not super hard, you don't want to like compact it too crazy, but once you think you have enough in there, take your existing plant and kind of see where it's at, right? You don't want this to be too high or too low, kind of, you know, maybe half an inch to an inch from the edge of the pot. Now this is too high, as you can see this is poking out, so I need to take more soil out, so we'll be careful taking this guy out. Now grab one handful, put it back in the bag, come back, pat this down again, test this out. This should probably take out a bit more. As you can see, I'm very good at my job and at guesstimating amounts of things. Take out a little bit more. I always get a bit overzealous when I'm repotting stuff. Put too much soil in there. That I'm happy with. As you can see, it's about half an inch from the top. That's where you want it. Alright, so now that it is just the way it is, we'll take some more of this indoor pot and soil, and we will very gently come around the edges of the pot. And I will show you this if I'm a better angle. Here we go. So we're going to take a handful of our indoor potting mix. We're going to come around these edges right here. We're just going to very gently stuff them into there. And once I got some in there, I take my fingertips and I'll just, it's hard to do with one hand, but you get the gist of it. This would be a lot easier when you have two hands and you're not trying to film a video on top of it. But we'll kind of push that in there. As you can see, we'll definitely need more, but that's kind of the goal there. Just keep doing that. You don't want to like, cover it up to here, like that'd just be crazy. So if you get any excess on top of the foliage, brush it off, kind of like that. And we'll just keep doing that, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. And there we go. As you can see, new potting mix in this container. She's looking so much better, so much healthier. I know I say that and there's a bunch of like just stems and leaves taken away, but I promise you this is what this plant needed. Anyways, we'll clean this up a little bit. We'll get it onto the shelf over there. We'll water her in and we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure this will be totally fine and not die in the future, and everything I said in this video is worthless. But done this before, it should be fine. Boom, there she is. She's looking pretty good. Yep, that's pretty much it. You just want to take off bad leaves, leave new growth to grow, refresh the soil, get rid of dead roots, and you're pretty much set. Put it up against a nice bright window, water her in, and that's kind of it. So you can see we got a couple of good main stems, and this will thrive. It's probably feeling a lot better. I would too if I was a tropical plant being thrown outside in the 40-degree weather of like October, but that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video if you did. I have to carry this like Bluetooth microphone with me to get decent audio. I will get one of those clip-on mics. This sounds like shit. My other videos didn't sound great, but I filmed them, I got them out there. Anyways, thanks for checking this out. That's how you refresh a pothos, or really most houseplants in general. Those rules apply to most houseplants. Pothos are a bit unique just because of the vine nature of them, but in general, that's what you want to do. So if you see a dying, sad, gross, poor, broke, unintentionally depressed houseplant at your local big box store, take it home for all these steps. You should be good. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. I will see you later. Pothos.